To all those people watching, I would like to remind everyone that this video is not made strictly for kids. It is for older fans and adults too. Enjoy the fucking video! Welcome back to my home media collection mini-series, everyone. If you're new here, then I highly recommend you to watch my first video displaying my Australian home media collection of Thomas the Tank Engine, ranging from VHS to DVDs. If you've already seen it, welcome to the second video, where I'll be showing you my UK home media collection that I've been collecting over the years. And fun fact, I have more DVDs from the UK than I have from Australia. So with the introduction out of the way, let us dive into the UK, starting off with the VHS tapes. Our first video goes to Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends that I bought from eBay in 2014, featuring 8 episodes from the first series voiced by Ringo Starr. This tape is a more scaled down version that was released back in 1985, whereas that one hosted about 13 episodes. Kaleidoscope was a brand name made by the people at the Video Collection, who will be distributing Thomas tapes up until 1995, and whose American label, Strand Home Video, would distribute Thomas tapes for the North American audience. Kaleidoscope would continue distributing 2 more Thomas tapes later on in the same year, which were Troublesome Trucks and Coal. And unlike the Australian tapes, I don't have those copies, but I do have a variation of the UK's Coal tape. And here it is, the 1988 version of Coal and Other Stories that I bought off eBay in 2013, featuring Owen Bell's beautiful illustrations that he had made to promote the show during the 80s. I love this cover. Owen Bell is an amazing artist with his brilliant 1:1 representation of the characters from the show, with so much detailing in the background. His illustrations often give me such a nostalgic trip as I have always seen them during my childhood. The tape showcases the last 9 episodes from the first series, and one other thing about this cover is that the spine is not infamously sun-bleached, as shown on the wiki. This back cover of the VHS is really nice too, with the yellow, red, and black popping out together that is easy on the eyes. And I love Owen Bell's fine detailing of the China clay pits with Bill and Ben, while replicating the Season 2 China clay set. Another Thomas tape from 1988, which is Thomas and the Breakdown Train and Other Stories, featuring 6 episodes from the first series, and featuring another 2 of Owen Bell's illustrations in a special cardboard slipcase. And this one has the number WP0017, whereas some copies have it as WP005, which is the code for the first of these bite-sized tapes, Thomas the Tank Engine. Not much else to say, but I do like the unique packaging, especially for a UK tape. We now move into 90s territory, and the first video of the decade is the Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends bumper special, featuring 17 assorted episodes from Season 1. This video was a part of a series of other bumper specials of children's shows such as Sooty, The Wind in the Willows, Rainbow, and Count Duckula, whose tapes were also distributed by the Video Collection, and were advertised as potential Christmas gifts for kids back in the day, and were given more of Owen Bell's artwork, although Thomas at the front is an enlarged Photoshop picture of the one from the Coal tape, but in the back we were given a different illustration of his. Under the label Pickwick Video, who released the 3 Season 2 tapes in 1987, we have the best of Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends, featuring 18 stories of the second series narrated by Ringo Starr, released in 1991. The other Season 2 episodes omitted from this release were Old Iron, Thomas and Trevor, Pop Goes the Diesel, Better Late Than Never, Brake Van, Daisy, The Diseasel, and Wrong Road. Strangely, Percy's predicament was placed before Thomas Comes to Breakfast, which comes 3 episodes in. Returning to the Video Collection label is the Time for Trouble and Other Stories tape from 1992. I remember buying this off from eBay, though I can't remember what year, and later read on the wiki that the VHS had Michelangelo's early narration on it. But when I was watching the VHS, it was the 1992 re-release with his improved narration. Another Season 3 tape, this time Escape and Other Stories, with Buzz Buzz intact as the opening episode, unlike the Australian tape. Not much else to say now. The first video to be distributed by Video Collection International, VCI for short, and it's a compilation tape featuring 6 episodes from Series 1, 3 from Series 2, and 1 from Series 4. This video was made to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Railway series, featuring children in between the episodes that were selected after entering in a competition that was made in partnership with the Daily Mirror dating back to June 1995. The intermission breaks were nostalgic to see, as some had Tomas merchandise that were common back in the day, such as the tent and the original Tommy Train's Tomas set. This was also the first VHS to have a music video as a bonus, which was really useful engine. I love this cover too, especially with the gloss and assortment of various pictures, including Owen Bell's updated art style for the characters. VCI would go on to distribute more Tomas home media in the UK until 2005. Here's an intriguing one from the UK that is all dubbed in Welsh Gaelic. I can't speak the language and I might butcher the proper pronunciation of it, so in English the video is titled "This is the second big video of Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends, 18 New Stories," featuring 18 episodes from the 3rd series and narrated by John Ogwyn, who had narrated Tomas from the first 7 seasons since 1988, as well as narrating the 13th and 14th season. This video was distributed by Seine Video, who distributed Welsh dubbed Tomas home media from 1988 to 2008. And here is another Welsh Gaelic VHS tape from Seine Video, translated to Further Adventures of Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends, 18 Brand New Stories, which features 18 episodes from the show's 4th season. I got this tape from a website that was selling this video, though I can't remember what it was called since I bought it all the way back in 2014. I remember getting this video in 2015, though it was not from eBay nor from a third-party seller's website, but I bought it here in Australia. While I was in Sydney, I went to the Australian Railway Historical Society New South Wales bookshop at Redfern and found this in a pile of second-hand VHS tapes that were mainly old railway documentaries. I was surprised to see this, as this VHS was never released by ABC Australia and Village Roadshow back in the day. This is an incredibly good tape that sticks well with its theming, with 3 episodes from Season 1, 8 from Season 2, 4 from Season 3, and 3 from Season 4. Honestly, I think ABC and Roadshow should have released this instead of the Christmas tape. Though the wiki showcases the Thomas Club leaflet, this one just has a beautiful art piece of Tomas under a bridge with the fat controller on the left-hand side from Owen Bell. Another compilation tape by VCI, this time biggest party video ever, with 20 episodes of the show. It has 8 episodes from Season 3, 4 from Season 4, and 4 from Season 1 and Season 2. This was another tape that was never sold in Australia, and I really liked the cover with Thomas's model in the centre, along with Owen Bell's depiction of the other characters that he made in the mid-90s amongst the yellow background with party paraphernalia surrounding them. Though Thomas's face being edited was a bit weird, I kinda like it. Maybe someone in the trades community should try and make this as an actual face mask. Do it. Like the Playtime VHS tape, this too has a poster filled with various activities if you ever want to have a Tomas party. We now move to the 2000s with PP Party from 2000, featuring 6 episodes from the 5th season making their debut, and 2 Christmas episodes, which were Thomas's Christmas Party from Season 1, and Thomas and Percy's Christmas Adventure from Season 3, and another tape that was never released in Australia. As mentioned in the Australian video, this was also the UK's first episodic DVD as well, and is advertised on the back cover beneath the 3 pictures of Thomas, Percy and Toby. Another tape that was never released in Australia, which was part of a series of treat-sized tapes. This is My Little Thomas and the Royal Visitor from 2002, featuring 6 episodes that were themed towards Thomas and Gordon. It features 2 Season 3 episodes, 2 Season 5 episodes, and a Season 4 and Season 1 episode. Around the same time of this VHS's release, Her late Royal Majesty Queen Elizabeth II was celebrating her Golden Jubilee, her 50th anniversary, for ascending to the throne. So an appropriate release for the occasion. Next we have The Chocolate Crunch and Other Stories from 2003, featuring 8 episodes from Season 6. I remember seeing this for sale at a stand amongst other VHS tapes while I was at the Great Central Railway at Loughborough when I was visiting the UK in 2013. This tape was not from the railway, as I got this from eBay a few years later. This was never released in Australia, as some of the episodes from this release were placed on these DVDs. Another UK tape that was never released in Australia, and one I remember being listed on a shopping website where I discovered these new episode titles. This was the first VHS release of Season 7. I bought this on eBay back in 2022, and it was a sealed tape, so naturally I opened it, and it came with a pamphlet that folds out into a growth chart, using the usual Tomas Season 7 promo. Before you fold it out, the pamphlet inside is pretty much just a promotion of the brand, and I believe the Growing with Tomas slogan was planned to be hit slogan for the franchise before they decided on making tracks to great destinations. Next is the UK's Engines to the Rescue VHS from 2004, and the only Season 7 episodic tape that was released in Australia. After this, we wouldn't be getting another Season 7 release until 2007, which is Rusty Saves the Day. But we wouldn't get all of it until the Season 7 collection in 2009. So yes, Australia missed out on these releases. We're now getting into the DVDs. And here we have It's Great to Be an Engine, a Season 8 release that was never sold in Australia, and it's a pity because I personally prefer this over All Aboard with the Steam Team, as I feel this should have been the Steam Team DVD to introduce the public to the hit era and the Steam Team concept, since each episode was focused on the core characters. The only one who didn't have an episode on this release was Henry. But if you add Henry and the Wishing Tree to this lineup, then you have all 8 of them together. This DVD is the 2008 re-release version by Hin Entertainment after taking over the UK distribution from 2 Entertain. I bought this DVD when I visited Drayton Manor's Thomasland during my first visit to the UK in 2012 at their gift shop. Like Australia, the UK had also released Petit Parade on VHS and DVD in 2005 to celebrate the 60th anniversary of the Railway series. Although I watched Season 8 on VHS, which was the US dub, my experience of the UK dub of Season 8 was only on DVD, and was surreal to watch it 16:9 widescreen aspect ratio on video. I bought this tape sealed from the same eBay seller that sold me Happy Little Helpers in 2022, and it too came with a pamphlet, although it was about the infamous 60th anniversary party at Hatfield House. This will be VCI's second last release, as their time releasing Thomas Home Media in the UK was coming to an end. The DVD is the 2008 re-release version of it that I bought from the UK on eBay back in 2022. And here is another DVD for the 60th, Bumper Party Collection, and one of the DVDs and VHS tapes that were never released in Australia, so we never experienced the rescored version of the Season 7 episodes, although there had been an imported version released in New Zealand at the time. When I bought this from eBay, I thought all the episodes were going to be rescored, but I didn't realize until after I got the DVD that only 6 episodes from Season 6 were chosen to have the hit era music for the show's run on Nick Jr., and the only one on this release that had been rescored was Edward the Very Useful Engine. However, the DVD still has the Mike O'Donnell and Junior Campbell music and Michelangelo's original narration intact. But the Season 7 portion of the DVD were one of the 21 episodes from Season 7 that were rescored. And while some of the music fits in fine in some places, some moments, in my opinion, just didn't feel right, such as the runaway scene from Rheneas and the roller coaster, which the rescored version of the episode is exclusive to this DVD.
Rheneas whooshed down the mountain like a roller coaster. The children cheered. Rheneas whooshed down the mountain like a roller coaster. The children cheered.
The music felt dramatic, as if Rheneas was in actual trouble, but really, with the original music, it was played out for laughs, which makes the most sense, with Rheneas running away but the children were actually enjoying it, despite the teacher, which makes the William Tell runaway theme fusion work in that setting. It wasn't supposed to be something serious. Personally, I think Hit should have just left the original composition alone for the episodes around Season 6 to 7, despite that the change was made to be more consistent with Season 8, as they were paired alongside during its TV run on Nick Jr. The DVD added a little game made for kids about Thomas getting things ready for a party, and you had to guess things like a puzzle, the colour of Percy, and spot the difference with use of some stock footage of Thomas in between. It was a nice simple game, but not as good as the Cargo Challenge game for the PP Parade Thomas DVD. Also, the inside of the cover features some party games, and they're basically the same activities that were seen inside the covers of Playtime and the biggest party video ever VHS tapes. I also feel that it's false advertising to say this has some unseen episodes, but pretty much all these episodes had been seen prior to its release. Another Welsh Gaelic release, this time on DVD, which, as translated in English, is called Thomas and Friends, The Mist and Other Brand New Stories. Although released in English in 2002 as The Fogman and Other Stories, this was released in 2005. I remember buying this at a HMV in London in 2013 while visiting the UK. This was also released by Seine Video and will be my last one of the Welsh releases. Seine Video is still around today, releasing other DVDs, including Fireman Sam and Welsh Gaelic. In 2006, Tales from the Track was released with 6 season 8 episodes and a puzzle game as a bonus feature by teman-teman, who will be looking after the UK's home media until 2008. This copy I have is the 2008 re-release version from Hit Entertainment that came with the 2010 triple pack box set that I bought in 2012 when I was visiting Dublin, Ireland before my visit to the UK and France that same year, and this was never released in Australia. However, this was released in 2005 but not publicly. When Hit Entertainment saw that patrons hated the outcome of the 60th anniversary party, they set up a special hotline service for people who wanted a refund. Alongside that, they were given a free copy of Tales from the Tracks, which was basically a bare-bones release, as it was filled with just the 6 season 8 episodes, with a small advert at the back promoting Calling All Engines at the time, with a different cover as well. This one I remember being released in Australia back in 2007 in the handle case format, because I got it for my birthday that year. However, I ended up giving it away since I had the UK copy, as we tend to share the same master. The UK copy was originally released in 2006 by teman-teman, featuring 6 season 9 episodes, and it had pretty unique bonus features using model footage exclusively made for the game, which were Arthur's Tricky Travels and Spot the Difference, a big improvement from the previous bonus features. Like Tales from the Tracks, this too was also released with the triple pack box set. Another Season 9 DVD that was given an Australian release in the handle case cover in 2008, and that is Together on the Tracks, featuring another 6 episodes from Season 9. This was originally released by teman-teman in 2007, and then later by Hit Entertainment in 2009, which is the version that I own from the 2010 box set. The bonus features weren't as good compared to the ones from the Big Days Out DVD, as they are basically the Buffer Up and Share and Roll Call song, and the game was Join the Dots. After this release, teman-teman would release more Thomas DVDs during 2008, until Hit Entertainment took over the home media releases from that year. In celebration of the Railway series' 65th anniversary, Hit Entertainment released a compilation DVD called The Best of Thomas. I like that they made this, as during the time there was a balance for people who watched the model era of Thomas and some who were being introduced to Thomas through the CGI era, despite its writing. It was nice to see these eras coexisting with each other instead of trying to separate these eras as relics, which a certain toy company had been doing for a few years now. I bought this DVD from Amazon's UK store back in 2012, along with the Best of James and Percy DVDs. Probably the biggest part of my UK collection is the Classic Collection box set from 2010 that I bought from an Amazon seller back in 2012. This was supposed to be released in November 2010, but was then pushed to a July 2010 release as an Asda exclusive featuring the first 11 seasons of the show in thin cases. This was supposed to come with the first 3 Railway series books, but that never materialized. This would be the last UK series collection to feature the 1998 masters of the classic series. And here is the Season 11 DVD that was released as an individual copy alongside Season 1 to 10. Not much else to say. And now we come to the early CG period of the show, starting with Creaky Cranky, which is the first DVD from the UK I ever bought from Amazon's UK store back in late 2010. So this was the first piece of my UK home media collection that started it all. This DVD was the debut of Mr. Perkins, played by the late Ben Forster, and featured 4 episodes of the 13th season, with a CGI music video of the sound song that was released originally in 2004, a Guess Who puzzle, and probably the best thing coming from these DVDs, the Down at the Station segments that were filmed at various heritage railways in the UK. This was never released in Australia, as these episodes would be released on other Season 13 DVDs that ABC and Roadshow put out. Another dark era DVD that was released in 2011 is Wobbly Wheels and Whistles, featuring 4 Season 14 episodes which weren't really memorable. This DVD's bonus features were the Go-Go Thomas music video from Hero of the Rails, another Guess Who puzzle, and another Down at the Station segment, this time about whistles. So yeah, nothing much else. Around the same year, the UK were given another series compilation, this time all of Season 12, and this is the only UK DVD of Season 12 that I have in my collection, consisting of all the 20 episodes. Not much else to say, though this DVD will be the start of the covers using the same design that The Greatest Story used back in 2010 in the US. Another Season 13 DVD featuring 4 more boring stories, with the usual bonus features such as a Guess Who puzzle, another Down at the Station segment about steam engines, and the roll-along music video sung by Sam Blewett, and probably one of the best songs coming from the era. Another full Season 14 episode release, which is Pop Goes Tomas, with the CG music video of the sound song being released. Again, for some reason, another Guess Who puzzle, and another Down at the Station segment which is about when it's morning, and like the other releases we have more Mr. Perkins segments. This release is quite different to the rest. The Birthday Express features 2 episodes from Season 13, as the DVD labels the first 2 with new animation, and 2 Season 12 episodes which were The Man in the Hills and The Party Surprise, which were all not that great. We have more Mr. Perkins, and the usual bonus features, which is the re-release of Roll Along, and Down at the Station, which is about the driver, and a Guess Who puzzle, despite not being listed on the back cover. This was supposed to be released in July 2011, but was pushed back to a January 2012 release for some reason. Thomas in Charge is another 4-episode DVD featuring 2 from Season 13 and 2 from Season 14. This DVD also has more Mr. Perkins and 2 bonus features, which were a Guess Who puzzle and a Down at the Station segment, which is all about the guard. Finally, something good from this era is the Best of Percy, which was released alongside the Best of James in 2012, featuring 20 episodes focused on Percy, and they would include some of the worst ones, unfortunately. The same can be pretty much said for the James DVD as well, as the 2 features 20 episodes, although there were some bad ones, and some CG episodes where he had a minor role, but something needs to fill in that 20 episode quota. And we are given another series compilation, this time 20 episodes of the 13th season, and there's not much else to say. And wow, this DVD has the 4 worst episodes from Season 14 and Season 15, including the worst of them all, Wonky Whistle. There is also the usual Mr. Perkins, Guess Who puzzle, and Down at the Station segment about the fireman. But hey, we're getting close to the end of this year, so hang on there. Another DVD box set featuring 3 DVDs from the 13th season. Although I already own Creaky Cranky and the Australian version of Splish Splash Splosh separately, I never had the UK DVD of Thomas and the Runaway Kite. I bought this at a WH Smith in London when I was visiting the UK in 2013. Another Season 15 release with 4 boring episodes, and strangely were never listed on the back cover, along with the usual Mr. Perkins, another Guess Who puzzle, and another Down at the Station segment about level crossings. While I have the Australian version, here is the UK copy of Curious Cargo, but unlike the Australian version, this one had Mr. Perkins, another Guess Who puzzle, and another Down at the Station segment which is about the signalman. I remember buying this DVD at a HMV in Liverpool during my first visit to the UK in 2012. I remember getting it after I had done a Liverpool tour of the Beatles, since I'm a big fan of the band. Now we're getting to the good stuff here, which is Blue Mountain Mystery. I remember seeing this movie with friends while I was visiting the UK in 2012, who were, from the top of my head, CB Animator, Thomas Fan 8, Smurfy Dan, the Railway Inspector, Chris Thompson and Scar Louie. We all went to see it at a View cinema located at Westfield Stratford in London. I had a great time with them watching the movie, although I didn't hang out with them much afterwards because I went to see a football match, soccer as we call it here in Australia, with my dad and older brother elsewhere, although I'm more of a rugby league person, while they went to View cinema at Leicester Square in the West End of London to see if they can get a Thomas goodie bag, hoping to get the DVD of the movie, since they had done that in the past. When the DVD came out in stores, I managed to buy it at a HMV at London Victoria Station, as I was going to meet up with family living in the UK, and spend a bit of the day out of the Bluebell Railway with them. I bought the Australian copy when I got back, but ended up giving it away a few years later since I had this copy, which is more special to me. Now we come to probably the best release in 2012, which was the complete series collection of season 1 to 7, with the first 3 seasons being the remastered episodes from 2003. At first I thought of skipping these since they shared the same product code as the 1998 masters, but when Chris Thompson pointed out that they were the remastered versions, I had to buy them. I know nowadays people have been a bit critical of the remastered episodes since they've been using different outtakes, bad cropping when it was being rescanned, and color corrected some of the footage from the old master to be consistent. And I understand that, and I think some of them are valid criticisms. But I feel that, for the subject of outtakes and different shots, it's cool that we at least get to see some different footage being used, despite it being small, than what was used in previous videos and DVDs prior to 2012. And that includes the infamous Henry outtake from the episode Cole, because we don't get any of the footage that was discarded in favor of a different take, except for season 5, as they are locked away in Mattel's storage facility in Southampton, never to see the light of day. That and the footage that was used originally in previous releases and its TV run were either lost or in bad condition. While the 1998 masters are nostalgic to look at, the quality was becoming very dated in my opinion, and the remastered version, despite its flaws, are actually much better to look at. In 2012 I bought the first 3 seasons because of them being remastered, and didn't think about buying season 4 to 7 until I bought season 7 in 2013, and then I completed the whole set with season 4 to 6 in 2014. Originally, this DVD was supposed to be released in 2011, but was pushed back to 2012 due to criticism from the late Hilary Thornton, Reverend W. Awdry's daughter, that was reported worldwide when one of the learning segments from the Little Engines Big Days Out DVD mentioned Christmas as winter holidays.
Thomas is pulling a special tree. You'll always see a tree with decorations during the winter holidays.
Although when you look back at it, it all started with It's Only Snow from the 6th season.
It's winter holiday time on the island of Sodor.
But the word Christmas was still mentioned. I don't even know why they called it winter holidays, but even at the time when the Little Engines DVD was out, everyone was still showing the words Merry Christmas everywhere. But despite that, the episodes have to be redubbed with the term Christmas holidays instead. However, the whole Christmas Happy Holidays fiasco is just made up drama. As for the DVD, it is just bland, boring season 14 episodes, with the music video All You Need Are Friends from 2010 making its debut in the UK, which is a nice song. We also have another Guess Who puzzle, and another Down at the Station segment which is about Cole. However, no Mr. Perkins is on this release, and very likely it was deleted because of the word change. We now move to 2013, and the first DVD of the year is Sticky Situations, featuring 5 episodes from season 14 and 1 from season 15, making it 6 episodes in total, and of course they were pretty unmemorable. The special features have Mr. Perkins, another Guess Who puzzle, and another Down at the Station segment about going backwards. I remember this being released in Australia around the same time as the US and UK, and our copy placed in Kevin the Steamy and Wonky Whistle, getting rid of all Wheezy Wobbles. And I remember being annoyed by their inclusion since they were terrible episodes. However, looking back, most of the episodes weren't that great, which were mostly from the show's 16th season. But thankfully it will be the last of the dark era, since 2013 was the start of the Brennan McHugh era. The DVD has about 5 bonus features, including Mr. Perkins, another Guess Who puzzle, a Down at the Station segment which is about the end of the line, the 16th season version of Go Go Thomas, and Thomas and Percy, a song that was released in 2012. Up next is Muddy Matters, featuring 5 meh episodes from season 16, and the bonus features are the usual Mr. Perkins, Down at the Station, which is about the evening, and another Guess Who puzzle. The UK copy has the booklet Keep Looking Thomas, which was done to promote the upcoming special at the time, King of the Railway, which I still have. The back cover is one of the DVDs I had placed in a plastic box under the house that had been sun-bleached. Up next is one of the treat-sized DVDs that I bought from Poundland while I was in York for the Mallard 75 celebrations in 2013. This one is Thomas and the Breakdown Train, which contains 6 episodes of Series 1, which is of course the titular episode, along with James and the Coaches, Troublesome Trucks, James and the Express, Thomas and the Guard, and Thomas Goes Fishing, all remastered. Another one from Poundland that I bought with Breakdown Train, which is Edward's Exploit, featuring 6 episodes remastered from the second series, which are Edward's Exploit, Daisy, Percy's Predicament, The Diseasel, Wrong Road, and Ghost Train. There were other treat-sized DVDs of Thomas from the first 2 seasons, and they were released alongside other hit brands such as Fireman Sam, Pingu, Barney and Friends, and Angelina Ballerina. There were also Marvel ones too, though not from the MCU, and the DVDs were released by Entertainment Alliance. Another series collection DVD featuring 20 episodes from season 14. Not much else to say. And we come to the last episodic release of the Dark Era, which is Merry Christmas Thomas, with the bonus DVD Big Bang Surprise. The Christmas DVD featured 4 episodes from season 16 and 2 from season 15, while Big Bang Surprise featured 5 episodes from the 16th series. My best guess is that the reason the season 16 episodes were released on this DVD instead of the season 15 episodes was due to the delay of Merry Winter Wish. Originally, Winter Wish was to be released in 2011, which means this would have been the 2012 Christmas DVD with the season 15 episodes, and that A Very Thomas Christmas, which was released in the US in 2012, would have been given a UK release with the season 16 episodes. And I think Big Bang Surprise was done as a bonus disc because they couldn't find a scheduled release date for 2013 and placed it with Merry Christmas Thomas. The Christmas DVD would get a standalone release in 2015. The bonus features are your usual Mr. Perkins, puzzles, and Down at the Station segments. The Christmas one was about points, and Big Bang was about the engines. Big Bang Surprise will be the last DVD to feature the Mr. Perkins engine driver and the Down at the Station segments. For the latter, however, the other 2 will have a home on the Thomas UK YouTube channel. Finally, we're at the good stuff now. The first UK DVD to feature episodes from the Brett and McHugh era and the first UK DVD under Mattel's ownership of Hit Entertainment is The Tomaswa from 2014. Of course, this was released in the US, and I'll reserve my memory about it in my US collection later on. Unfortunately, the DVD was also victim of sun bleaching from the plastic box I had under my house. Of course, if you watched my Australian home media collection, you would know that I was disappointed by Australia's version of this DVD. If you want to find out, then I suggest watching the Australia video. So I bought the UK copy because it had everything that was shown at Hoyt Cinema. It came in a nice looking slipcase, and it too came with a booklet which was called Spills and Thrills with Thomas, though with some stories that might not please the typical railway fan. Anyway, this DVD is much superior to the Australian copy. Series 15. Nothing special, nothing great, just another series collection DVD for completionism. Meanwhile, something better, and that is Tale of the Brave. Nothing much to say since the UK's DVD is pretty much the same as Australia's. And here is the Christmas DVD for the year, being Santa's Little Engine, with, like Australia, 3 bonus episodes from season 17. The DVD cover is also the victim of sun bleaching like the others, as shown here. And here is the 2015 tentpole release, Dinos and Discoveries. Not much to say, but this DVD had the trailer for The Adventure Begins, and man, I remember people being excited for it. After that came Trouble on the Tracks, featuring episodes from season 18. And finally, the last series collection DVD featuring episodes from the Dark Era. Nothing much else to say here, but good riddance to bad rubbish. 2 years after its Walmart release in the US, the UK was given Railway Mischief, with 2 additional episodes from season 17 as released in Australia. And once again we see the best Thomas special of all time, The Adventure Begins. I got this from my sister, who went on holiday with her partner to Europe and made a trip to Asda for me to get the DVD. This was before ABC Australia announced that they'll be releasing it for the Australian audience, so I was in the mindset that this will be exclusive only to Asda in the UK. Once again, this is a fantastic special to celebrate the 70th anniversary. A DVD that was only exclusive to the UK, First Class Stories, which is a compilation of Thomas episodes chosen by fans through a public poll on the official Facebook page and held from SAF members, including the show's railway consultant Sam Wilkinson. There were a couple of finals for this DVD. One, it was the last UK DVD to showcase episodes from the model series, and two, it was the last DVD to showcase episodes from season 13 to 16. And here is the 2015 special. Unfortunately, thanks to Amazon UK's wonderful idea of their packaging, adding no protection inside their packages, this DVD resulted in some damage when being shipped to Australia. Annoying, but it still works. And as usual, the Christmas release for the year, The Christmas Engine. We now move to 2016, and the first DVD of the year is Signals Crossed, featuring 7 episodes from season 18, with the segments kept in between, unlike its Australian counterpart, and this is where the song Hey Hey Thomas makes its UK debut. Another Walmart exclusive making its release in the UK is Whale of a Tale and Other Sodor Adventures. Unlike the US, the UK added in Salty All at Sea as a bonus. And finally, our first series collection of season 17. Not much else to say about this release, but better than the last 3. Another UK exclusive that never saw itself being sold in the US or Australia is Full Steam to the Rescue, featuring 6 episodes from season 19 and the 2 Glen Christmas episodes as bonus features. At the time of its release, Channel 5, who are Thomas's UK broadcasters, had broadcasted season 19 within gaps. Who's Jeffrey to Henry Spot's Trouble was broadcasted from September 21st to 24th, 2015. Then Cranky Christmas to the Beast of Sodor was broadcasted from January 4th to the 6th, 2016 for some reason, instead of Christmas. 2 months later in March that year, it was Toad and the Whale to Helping Hero. Then all the Start Your Engine episodes were broadcasted from July 11th to the 18th, leaving a large 5-month gap, which is where this DVD comes in with episodes that wouldn't air until March 2017. So by the time people in the UK bought this DVD in October, the episodes were already common amongst the general audience. And we are given the Christmas DVD for 2016, Thomas's Christmas Carol, with 3 bonus season 20 episodes on the side that were in the tinsel of the track DVD from the US. This was the same in Australia. A season 19 and season 20 DVD that was never sold in Australia for some reason is Tales from the Rails, featuring 8 episodes, 2 from season 19 and 6 from season 20. Very strange that ABC Australia skipped this. Here's another strange thing too. This is the usual tentpole DVD that was released in the US and the UK in the same year, 2017. But ABC Australia didn't release this until 2018. Despite that the toys in promotion of Extraordinary Engines were being sold in Australian stores within 2017 as well. By the time this was released, the episodes were already familiar after being broadcasted in Japan back in 2016, and they were pretty average episodes. The Missing Breakdown Train was by far my least favourite episode, since it was so boring. So not only the exclusive feel was lost, but the enthusiasm for these episodes died down as well. Skiv's episode, despite that I find it to be a bland character, was by far really funny, especially with the Fat Controller going full on Castaway. This would also be the last of the tentpole DVDs. One was being planned for 2018 according to Thomas Tank Merch, but was cancelled due to the production of Big World Big Adventure. One other thing, this was the first DVD to be released by Mattel Creations after absorbing Hit Entertainment in 2016. We have another series collection, this time for season 18, but with Dinos and Discoveries being re-released as a bonus disc. I remember the reason behind this idea was that it was made for people who hadn't bought the DVD back in 2015. which makes sense, but it would have been nice if the episodes from the 2015 DVD had been placed with the other episodes, giving us the season 18 production order. And also, it's a bit pointless for most people who have already bought the tentpole release in 2015. Perhaps here Mattel should have re-released it a second time, maybe? Another season 20 DVD that features 2 episodes adapted from the Small Railway Engines book from the Railway series. Another interesting fact too is that James the Really Splendid Engine had finally made its UK debut on home media as well as Australia, despite not being the music video from 2003. Not to mention, this is where the life lesson video started, where Thomas tells kids the message of the stories, which is what led to its implementation into Big World Big Adventure the next year, since kids actually loved it. Another Christmas release, and the last Christmas-themed DVD featuring episodes from Season 21 and 3 from Season 20. This was also the DVD when first revealed that Terence the Tractor was introduced as the returnee for Season 21. Another DVD that wasn't given an Australian release is Danger at the Docks, featuring 8 episodes from Season 21 and 1 from Season 19. This DVD was the first episodic release to feature the top 5 moment videos that were uploaded on the show's official YouTube channel. However, it was the second DVD overall, as it all started with Journey Beyond Sodor. The final Season 21 DVD, and another one that was not released in Australia for some reason. This is personally one of my favourite releases, as it had some pretty good Season 21 episodes, including A Shed for Edward, PA Problems, and Unscheduled Stops. This was also the debut of the song Little Engines on UK home media, as it had been released in other countries such as North America, Japan, and other parts of Asia since 2003. Our second last series collection DVD. This year is Season 19 with Start Your Engines as the bonus disc with the teaser trailer for The Great Race still intact. This was the first DVD that I ordered from a seller in Melbourne, Victoria, Australia, as when the DVD was released, Amazon UK stores stopped shipping to Australia because, as I said in my Australian collection video, politics and this guy. Next up is the first DVD of the Big World Big Adventures era, Here Comes the Steam Team, featuring 9 episodes from the upcoming 22nd season. The other 2 were bonus episodes, which were Runaway Truck and Kangaroo Christmas as festive episodes. This was also the first DVD to start off the Meet the Characters bonus feature that will be carried on until 2020. This DVD came in a box with a free classic Thomas Mini at the top. I got this from Amazon, but via a proxy site that ships them to America and then to Australia, thanks to Amazon restricting us from buying directly from their stores, thanks to our so-called politicians at the time. It was costly, so it was a one-time thing. Another Season 22 DVD featuring 9 episodes called Monkey Trouble. Not much to say, but it had the best character from India featured in it. This will be the last DVD to carry the Mattel Creations logo. The final series collection DVD, which is Season 20, with Extraordinary Engines as a bonus disc. Series 21 to 24 will have their own compilation releases, but on streaming services only. Another Season 22 DVD, A Colourful World, featuring 8 episodes including Michael White's An Engine of Many Colours, which was one of the best. I love the cover of this DVD, as it really reminds me of the UK VHS tapes that were released between the late 90s and early 2000s. A very colourful and eye-catching cover. As part of the Big World Big Adventures era, we have one special set within a country and one set on Sodor. For Season 22, the international special was Digs and Discovery set in Italy, while the Sodor special was Steam Team to the Rescue, which to me is not a great special but not that bad either. Sure, it's strange that the Steam Team characters were having to do extra work when characters like Duck, Donald, Douglas and Oliver exist, but I think if you have all the characters in the special, you wouldn't have a story to tell which showcases the stresses of running a railway. Though at the time that this DVD was released, I sometimes forgot that it existed. This was also the first DVD to have the 75th anniversary sticker too, though sadly it wasn't much of an anniversary year because of COVID. While Star Wars fans celebrated May the 4th in lockdown, Thomas fans were celebrating the 75th anniversary month with the Royal Engine, Thomas and the Royal Engine as titled in the episode, while featuring 3 episodes from Season 23 and Emily to the Rescue from Season 24. A very mediocre episode in my opinion. This also had a character bio, the new character Duchess, and an exclusive music video, Party Train, sung by Sam Blewett, who last sang for the show back in 2015. When listening to the song, it really took me back to 2015. It had been a while since hearing his voice. I love the Royal Engine, despite its faults, but since we now know that this was the original series' finale, it was a nice way for Thomas to go out on, which was a simple story, the same way on how the original series started in 1984. And sometimes I do get a bit emotional when Thomas was awarded the medal from the young Prince Charles, and the Queen mentioning that he was a royally useful engine. It was such a good metaphor for Thomas's many years of service entertaining children for 75 years. In fact, it was that ending that inspired me to write Really Useful Engine in 2022. I also remember watching the DVD for the first time and was surprised by the omission of Prince Harry's segment, but very likely it was done to make it feel less dated, though Netflix US still retains it today. Whatever you think of Prince Harry nowadays, I think it was right to have him introducing the story since he was a fan of the show back in his childhood, and it serves as a nice reminder to people that Thomas is a British icon. Though I think they could have gone with King Charles since he was the fan of the books as a child, and that his younger self was part of the story, that you could have him telling the audience that he met Thomas in London, which would make it feel more immersive, and he would give that grandfatherly feel to the story. A credit to Michael White for the story. Next up is Carnival Day, featuring 6 episodes from season 23, with 3 episodes set in Brazil. I'm not much of a fan of these episodes, and the bonus feature was odd because Marcia and Marcio, 2 Brazilian engines, were given a Meet the Characters video, but their episode was not on the DVD. Very likely it was planned, as the wiki stated that Amazon UK listed a bonus episode, but it was removed for whatever reason, and it's the only episode of the original series never to be given a home media release ever since. Also, considering this was Brazil-based, they could have added in the Meet the Character segments featuring Fernando and Emerson, 2 characters who actually were in the episodes in this DVD. Their segments were only shown in Poland in 2023, and Mattel just laid them to waste despite the money they spent for Jamfield to make them. Inside the DVD is a poster to celebrate the 75th anniversary of the Railway series, with all the headshots from the various promo pictures of the characters, including the Reverend Wilbert Audrey. And here is the 2020 Sodor special, Marvelous Machinery, and I know what everyone thinks of this special, but personally, despite its cartoony nature, I find it more entertaining than Digs and Discoveries, and I love how they based Kenji on the Shinkansen Zero series set, which were a technological marvel back in 1964, a world where the UK was still running steam locomotives while diesels were being phased in, and personally one of my favourite Japanese locomotives. Sure, it's off the wall, but to me it had some great characters such as Baz and Bernie, Sunny had a good character arc, and some very funny moments too. But look, I respect other people's opinions over this, and just leave it at that. So we're at the second last DVD of the original series and Big World Big Adventure with the Super Engine, featuring 7 episodes from season 24, and a bonus feature of meeting Cleo. Not much else to say, but I do love the cover. Maybe it would have been great if it was stylized as a comic book. And we come to the last DVD of the original series, ending after 36 years with Animal Adventures, featuring 9 episodes from season 24. There were some good episodes on here, such as The Great Little Railway Show, Nia and the Unfriendly Elephant, Young Bao and the Tiger, and Thomas's Animal Friends. For the latter, it felt a bit personal because it gives off the message that enjoy what you like and don't let others belittle you for it. Unfortunately, some people would rather do the latter, despite that another person's interest doesn't even affect them at all, but it does for some strange reason. Sadly, this too got damaged. Despite those 2 DVDs, I didn't think overall they were that great. But then the Talakland Railway announced this DVD, A Day on Audrey's Railway, on their Twitter page, which was released at the same time as their first Audrey extravaganza, and I was really excited by this release. This featured rare audio recordings of Audrey himself along with other people narrating the timetable of the Farquhar model layout that is now preserved at the railway, along with a rare audio interview from the man himself as a bonus. It was such an immersive experience, with the layout acting as something you see on a real railway, and also Percy's colourful words about Mavis's shunting was something to laugh about. Personally, I'm glad to have end my whole UK collection video on this, as, despite Mattel pushing Thomas to be a more generic, bland, corporate-made slop of a TV show with very inconsistent writing, this DVD serves as a nice reminder that Audrey's characters will live on through the likes of the Tataklin. And that is all of my UK home media collection, and if you made it this far, I hope you had enjoyed it. Next up, I'll be showcasing my American home media collection, so I'll say thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.